Hi, y'all. Welcome to yet another edition of Speedy Checkout here on brought to you by the officially unofficial Geek channel. My name is Carrie Quinn. I'm the OUG, and in this edition of Speedy Checkout, we're going to talk about a comic. We're going to talk about a new comic. We're going to talk about this one. It's called Destro. It's from the Energon universe, and it is really pretty interesting. We're going to talk about it right here, right now. But let me give you a little bit of the who, what, when, why, and how, and then I'll get into the review. So basically, this is published by Skybound Image Comics. Skybound is an imprint of Image Comics. And they've recently, if you've been under a rock and you're a comic book reader, if you're a comic book reader and have been under a rock, um, you wouldn't know, you might not know about the fact that there are a number of Hasbro products, Hasbro IP, intellectual properties, that have been obtained by Skybound, the Skybound imprint of Image Comics, one of which being G.I. Joe, another one being Transformers. So, here's the thing. This book is written by uh, Dan Waters with art by Andrade Brezin and Adriano Lucas. Okay, so this cover that we've got going on is the Brezin Lucas cover, cover A. All you need is the cover A sometimes, unless you can get the cover B and it's the same price. I'm looking at you, Marvel. Thanks a bunch. And actually, I think Image might also be a you know, whew, a cover B, C, D, and E are the same price as cover A. But I'm thankful either way. I think actually I did decide that this was the cover I wanted out of all the ones that were available to me. So that's where we're going with right now. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna set a timer, and I'm gonna tell you what I thought of Destro in 10 minutes or less. It's a lot to say about Destro, though. Like, let me tell you, 10 minutes or less. And we're starting. Dan Waters is one of those writers of comic books, and the art is quite fine. But to me, the thing that stands out really with the story is the writing, the script with the story. So what we've got is, if you're familiar with Destro, Destro is the head of Mars Industries. Mars Industries is an arms dealer, manufacturer, and arms dealer. Not the only one in the world, but definitely one of the biggest ones. And recently, in the most recent issue of Cobra Commander, which I have also sitting right here, written by Joshua Williamson, Cobra Commander comes in contact with Mr. Destro, and they form a very kind of um, uh, not very solid deal, but a deal nonetheless. That Cobra Commander, who has Energon energy, will let Destro use it, but they have to work together for supremacy and all that wonderful jargon there. Okay, so one of the things about Dan Waters that I think is really cool. Now, Dan Waters has done some writing on the secondary stories of the Detective Comics run that's been going on right now. That Romvi is writing the main storyline. He's winding down on that storyline, but it's been actually a wonderfully glorious storyline. If you haven't read it, check it out. Um, the thing about Dan Waters is it used to be up until recently, and recently I mean within the last year or two, that in order to seek out truly artistic writing and script writing in comic books, um, you had to kind of go for books that were um, inside the realm of indie books, so to speak. It definitely the kind of writing that transcends all of this and finds its way to art, to being art, wasn't typically found in items like intellectual properties, comics that involved intellectual properties. But lately, we've been seeing kind of a switch. And Dan Waters has definitely had his feet in the DC universe, at least with Azrael and Arkham City and all those books recently. And like I said, Detective Comics. But the thing is one of my favorite books from 2023 was The Seasons Have Teeth. Now, this is an indie book completely, that was written by Dan Waters. So it's not part of an intellectual property. It is something just completely up here from his noggin. And what I have to say is that was one of my favorite books of 2023. Me, the woman that, you know, loves Batman more than life itself. Seasons Have Teeth by Dan Waters was one of my favorite books of last year. That being said, what's really great about Destro is, yes, the art is awesome. Yes, the art is great. They really hit it out of the park with the look overall of what I'm expecting all these characters to look like, and particularly what I expect Destro to represent. Um, but there's like a few moments in this book where it takes, I guess the point I'm trying to make, it takes the idea of artistic writing that actually moves someone with its beauty, okay, rather than just being, let's move around the IP on the page so we can sell books and sell toys and what have you. um, there's moments in this book that kind of transcend that idea with actual beauty in the writing. And I just kind of, I'm going to do this without without too many spoilers, okay? And I think I can do it with this part. There's this part in it where Destro is visiting the Scottish Highlands, um, where his family, where his clan is from, and he makes a statement about the history of making war. And it was actually really beautiful the way it looks and the way it sounds. If you're saying it even out loud, it's really beautiful the way it reads. But let me see if I can do it justice, okay? Just to give you an example of where I'm coming from here. For a half a century, the skies of every nation on Earth have been pregnant with the scent of rocket fuel and napalm. So all pervading, so all pervading that most don't notice it's there at all. Before that, for hundreds of years, it was gunpowder. Before that, for a millennia, it had been the steelsmith smoke and the sweat of those who wielded those forged blades. The acceleration of progress in the art of war making is palpable and undeniable to those who are watching. That is absolutely, it's a narration. It's a narration is absolutely one of these moments, and there's a few in this book. If you can't already tell, I'm a fan of this book, but I don't want to read anything more than that. I think that that's fine to read that, and it doesn't give away too much. um, this is a great beginning issue for the Destro line. um, if it follows the formula that we've got lately for some of these, we're going to be seeing about 5 issues of Destro, probably, possibly 6, but since we have Cobra Commander hitting us at 5, we had Duke hitting us at 5, Destro is probably going to hit us with 5 as well. So really just this script writing hits it out of the park for me. And I'm going to have to say that if I'm going to give this a rating out of 5 stars, I'm going to have to give this a 5-star rating, because I think Dan Waters, if he is not already, has fastly put himself on the track to be one of my favorite writers in comic books today. Not only through the artistic vision of any of his indie creator owned works, but also taking that vibe, taking that artistic ability to draw and not draw, but like paint this picture with words and bringing it to an IP, to an intellectual property, is pretty freaking totally awesome. And I'm really happy that I got to read that. And there we are with a minute 51 left to go, is my review of Destro #1 from Skybound Image Comics, written by Dan Waters. Art again. I didn't say much about the art, unfortunately, because I really wanted to focus on the writing and all that. We have Andrai Brezin and Adriano Lucas, and I hate if I said any of those wrong, but you guys are awesome. If anyone happens to be seeing this, not a wasted line. Wonderful color values in that as well. Anyways, guys, that's it for this speedy checkout with me, the officially unofficial geek. My name is Carrie. Again, this is the officially unofficial geek channel, and this has been Speedy Checkout. This is pretty awesome. I'm gonna hit you back another time with some more content, books, comics, all that stuff, um, pretty soon. So until then, keep your eyes and ears open. If you see something, say something. Remember, the complacent never make a difference. So go out there and make a difference where you can, when you can, every time you can. Thank you so much. Until next time, I'll be seeing ya. Bye.